Hello YouTube, welcome to my unboxing video of this long out of production Fujimi Alpina B7 Turbo Coupe kit in 1/24th scale. Now this, as I say, is long out of production. I'm not sure when they finished making it. I got this second hand on eBay several years ago now. I'm not sure how obtainable they are, but I think it's safe to say that you might have to look a bit harder than usual if you want to get hold of one of these. Let's look at the box art. There's an illustration of the real Alpina B7 Turbo Coupe. I don't know if you can make it out there, but the Alpina legend here is embossed in the actual card box. Really amazing attention to detail. Here on the side we have photographs of detail of the real car. And again over here, more detailed photographs, engine bay, front axle, rear, appears to be rear half shaft with brake detail, exhaust box detail, differential detail. Lots of reference images provided there for you on the box. So let's see what's inside. The box is a little bit crushed and out of shape because it's old. Instructions. We will take a look at those in a couple of minutes. So what's on the box is quite nicely presented, a lot of attention to detail here. One piece body with bonnet and boot or hood and trunk apertures open for those pieces to be added. Otherwise fairly standard one piece car kit body. And look at this, lovely Alpina wheels. Nicely cast, very nice looking low profile, or what would back then have been low profile tyres, with quite a nice tread detail and a little flash line around the centre of the tread, but quite nice looking. A nice dull rubber tyre, and there are some screws in there as well. I assume those wheels are designed to screw onto the hubs so that they will rotate when they're on the model, if that's important to you. Let's put those back in the compartment. Okay, so first polybag in here. Okay, so straight away I can see we've got some pieces dislocated. Yeah, it looks as if that front bumper and valance piece has come off its moulding point there. What looks like a pretty highly detailed one-piece floor pan with representation of the front subframe. Lots of floor pan detail. That's pretty good. There's the bonnet or hood. Next we have the glazing. So a one-piece glazing unit there for the whole car. Windscreen, rear screen there with cast-in screen heater element, and all side windows too, which is interesting. For some reason lots of model car makers leave the side windows open, not Fujimi in this case. So what else have we got here? We've got, okay, I think front indicator lenses, rear lamp cluster lenses. I think the components for some sort of stand, perhaps. Maybe you can make a display stand for the engine. The instructions will tell us, I'm sure. Okay, next up we have top of the dashboard, main dashboard with pedals built in. The interior door cards there, I think. Center console. Having owned a couple of 1980s BMWs, I'm a bit biased in terms of picking up detail because it's a sort of a subject area of mine. Both halves of the major grille with headlamp recesses. That looks like a spare wheel of the metric BMW type. I think that's the block and cam cover and various engine parts for what would be the M30 straight six engine there. Okay, what else have we got? Many parts. Fuel tank, full exhaust system from downpipe right through to the rear box, rear silencer box or muffler box. Components for the interior door cards, brake discs, brake calipers, shocks with coil springs moulded over the top, various other interior parts for the rear seat headrests and parcel shelf. More parts, rear seats, that looks like the boot lid or trunk lid liner, sports front seats, transmission halves, that's the rear suspension beam with semi-trailing arms and shockers. Okay, lots going on there. Then we have a small amount of chrome, so chrome bumper fillets as on the real car. I think chrome side mirrors there, chrome exhaust tips, one or two other chrome bits and bobs. What else? Okay, steering wheel, radiator, inlet manifold, 4 brake disc details, piece of a turbo there. Okay, another piece of turbo there, I think. And then boot lid or trunk lid, bulkhead, rear spoiler. That looks like a detail piece for the inside of the bonnet or hood, which is really going to some length in terms of detail. Okay, and a small tube of grease there. Not sure what that's for. Perhaps the instructions will give us more clues about that. So let's repack these various components as best we can and take a look at the instructions. And a horrible feeling I'm not going to get those in anything like as nicely as Fujimi did, and I'm right, I'm not going to do that. Okay, so the instructions, much of it not in English, but some of it is. Illustration again from the box art on the front there, and then we start to see just what a complex kit this is going to turn out to be. So a multi-piece engine block and head. That's not so different from many other kits, I suppose, but then we get down into more details for the ignition and intake manifold, which of course incorporates a turbo on this car. Fairly extensive suspension details. Okay, not too sure what's going on here. Fitting of engine, it says. Oh, okay, I think that's as we thought, that's a display stand. Yeah, display stand assembly, there we go. So that's what you'll want to make up if you decide to display the engine outside of the finished car. So they made their minds up, obviously, that the engine was going to be quite a showpiece on its own, and you might want to just display that with the car with its hood closed, with its bonnet closed. Quite handily, actually, they give an English description of what's happening in each phase of the instructions. So fitting of rear suspension, fitting of diff case, fitting of muffler. That's quite useful. I mean, just look at the detail here. Rear disc brake assembly. 1, 2, 3, 4 components there. Then it shows using a screw, presumably to attach one of these wheels. There's an awful lot going on there just for one brake assembly. Looking inside, and we've got multi-piece dash. I think I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces for the steering column, 3 pieces for the center console and gear stick. Awful lot of components there, which I imagine are designed to produce a very detailed replica. And the same continues on the exterior. Numerous pieces for the headlamps and grille. Then in the final stages of assembly, various under bonnet parts. and then you've got the spoiler that goes on, and then look, yeah, the actual bonnet or hood itself. You've got the exterior skin, you've got this sort of underside bracing part, you've got two hinge parts there, I think those are. You've then got the sound deadening pieces and a decal that goes on the underside of the bonnet. I mean, that's really quite some attention to detail, it really is. And we finish up with decal placement guide, and there's a parts diagram there as well, although it's pretty small. So there we are. That is the 1/24th scale Alpina B7 Turbo Coupe kit by Fujimi. The kind of kit, the kind of car kit which is really not produced these days. Incredible attention to detail. You would have noticed that the decal sheet is missing from this particular kit, so we don't have the Alpina stripes and things that would otherwise feature on the car. However, if I ever do get around to building this, I'll probably paint it up as a sleeper, just in a standard metallic BMW colour, and not paint it up as an Alpina version with the various graphics on. There we are. That's the unboxing of an obsolete and rather nice looking kit. Thanks very much for watching.